The Rigveda, hymn 1.125, Samhitas. Coming at early morn, he gives his treasure. The prudent one receives and entertains him, thereby increasing still his life and offspring. He comes with brave sons to abundant riches. Rich shall he be in gold and kine and horses. Indra bestows on him great vital power. Who stays thee as thou comest with his treasure, like game caught in the net? O early comer, longing I came this morning to the pious, the sun a sacrifice, with car wealth laden. Give him to drink juice of the stock that gladdens, prosper with pleasant hymns, the Lord of heroes, health-bringing streams, as milch cows flow to profit him who have worshipped him, who now will worship. To him who freely gives and fills on all sides full, streams of fatness flow and make him famous on the high ridge of heaven. He stands exalted, yea, to the gods he goes, the liberal giver. The streams, the waters flow for him with fatness. To him this guerdon ever yields abundance. For those who give rich meeds are all these splendors. For those who give rich meeds, suns shine in heaven. The givers of rich meeds are made immortal. The givers of rich fees prolong their lifetime. Let not the liberal sink to sin and sorrow. Never decay the pious chiefs who worship. Let every man besides be their protection, and let affliction fall upon the niggard. And nowadays we don't use that word for stingy because it sounds like something else, although that has nothing to do with its origin, right? And by liberal, we don't mean in the sense of liberal, conservative, fundamentalist, or reform as response to religion. We mean liberal as in their freeness to act, to give. And it's also important to note that this 7-verse hymn reminds us that the stars are also suns. Hymn 126, Baba Yavya. 5 verses. With wisdom I present these lively praises of Bhavya, dweller on the bank of Sindhu. For he, unconquered king, desiring glory, hath furnished me 1,000 sacrifices, 100 necklets from the king, beseeching 100 gift steeds, I at once accepted. Of the Lord's cows 1,000, I, Kek Shivant, his deathless glory, hath he spread to heaven. Horses of dusky color stood beside me, 10 chariots, Savanaya's gift, with mares to draw them. Kine, numbering 60,000, followed after. Kakshivant gained them when the days were closing. 40 bay horses of the 10 cars master, before 1,000 lead the long procession. Reeling in joy, Kakshivant's sons and Padra's have grounded the coursers, decked with pearly trappings. An earlier gift for you have I accepted, 8 cows, good milkers, and 3 harnessed horses. Padras, who with your wains, with your great kinsmen, like troops of subjects, have been fain for glory. And it says that there's an appendix for 2 additional verses. I guess we'll get to that later. Hymn 127, Agni. 11 verses, and I'm not seeing it. But 40 and 1,000 are both important symbolic numbers. Same thing with 100. So hymn 127, Agni, 11 verses. Agni I hold as herald, the munificent, the gracious, son of strength, who knoweth all that live, as holy singer, knowing all, Lord of fair rights, a God with form erected, turning to the gods. He, when the flame hath sprung forth from the holy oil, he offered fatness, longeth for it with his glow. We sacrificing call on thee, best worshipper, the eldest of the Ngirasas, singer with hymns, thee, brilliant one, with singers' hymns, thee, wandering round as toward the sky, who art the invoking priest of men, whom, bull with hair of flame, the people must observe, the people, that he speed them on, he with his shining glory, blazing far and wide. He verily it is, who slayeth demon foes, slayeth the demons like an axe, at whose close touch things solid shake, and what is stable yields like trees. Subduing all, he keeps his ground and flinches not. From the skilled archer flinches not. To him, as one who knows, even things solid yield. Unwroth fire sticks, heated hot. He gives his gifts to aid. Men offer Agni gifts for aid. He, deeply piercing many a thing, hews it like wood with fervent glow. Even hard and solid food he crunches with his might. Yea, hard and solid food with might. Here near we place the sacrificial food for him who shines forth fairer in the night than in the day, with life then stronger than by day. His life gives sure and firm defense, as that one giveth to a son. The during fires enjoy things given and things not given. The during fires enjoy as food. He, roaring very loudly like the Marutas host, in fertile cultivated fields, adorable, in desert spots, adorable, accepts and eats our offered gifts, ensign of sacrifice by desert. So let all, joying, love his path, when he is glad as men pursue a path for bliss, even as they who sang forth hymns addressed to heaven. The Bregus with their prayer and praise invited him, the Bregus rubbing, offering gifts, for radiant Agni, Lord of all these treasures, is exceeding strong. May he, the wise, accept the grateful coverings, the wise accept the coverings. Thee we invoke, the Lord of all our settled homes, common to all, the household's guardian, to enjoy, bearer of true hymns to enjoy. Thee we invoke, the guest of men, by whose mouth, even as a sire's, all these immortals come to gain their food of life. Oblations come to gods as food. Thou, Agni, most victorious, with thy conquering strength, most mighty one, art born for service of the gods, like wealth for service of the gods. Most mighty is thine ecstasy, most splendid is thy mental power. Therefore men wait upon thee, undecaying one, like vassals, undecaying one. To him, the mighty, conquering, with victorious strength, to Agni, walking with the dawn, who sendeth kine, be sung your laud. To Agni sing, as he who with oblations comes, and calls him aloud in every place. Before the brands of fire he shouteth, singer-like, the herald, kindler of the brands. Agni, beheld by us in nearest neighborhood, accordant with the gods, bring us with gracious love, riches great with thy gracious love. Give us, O mightiest, what is great to see and to enjoy the earth as one of awful power. Stir up heroic might for those who praise thee, bounteous Lord. And we have this idea of, we don't know the divine essence, but we know some divine qualities and some beings that, we know of some beings that manifest those qualities, and we know of the base material way in which those things are known. So we think of how, if someone's supposed to help God, well, they do it by helping the servant. We dedicate our food, and the food is like a functionary of God. Hymn 128, Agna. 8 verses. By Manu's law was born this Agna, priest most skilled, born for the holy work of those who yearn therefor. Yea, born for his own holy work. All ear to him who seeks his love, and wealth to him who strives for fame. Priest ne'er deceived, he sits in Illa's holy place, girt round in Illa's holy place. We call that perfecter of worship by the path or sacrifice, with reverence rich in offerings, with worship rich in offerings. Through presentation of our food, he grows not old in this his form, the God whom Matarethsvan brought from far away, for Manu brought from far away. In ordered course forthwith he traverses the earth, swift swallowing, bellowing steer, bearing the genial seed, bearing the seed and bellowing, observant with 100 eyes. The God is conqueror in the wood, Agna, who hath his seat in broad plains here below, and in the highlands far away. That Agna, wise high priest, in every house takes thought for sacrifice and holy service, yea, takes thought with mental power for sacrifice. Disposer he with mental power, shows all things unto him who strives, whence he was born a guest enriched with holy oil, born as ordainer and as priest, when through his power and in his strong prevailing flames, the Marutas, gladdening boons, mingle with Agna's roar, boons gladdening for the active one. Then he accelerates the gift, and by the greatness of his wealth shall rescue us from overwhelming misery, from curse and overwhelming woe, vast universal good. He was made messenger, the speeder with his right hand, hath not loosed his hold, through love of fame, not loosed his hold. He bears oblations to the gods for whosoever supplicates. Agna bestows a blessing on each pious man, and opens wide the doors for him. That Agna hath been set, most kind in camp of men, in sacrifice like a lord victorious, like a dear lord in sacred rites. His are the oblations of mankind when offered up at Illa's place. He shall preserve us from Varuna's chastisement, yea, from the great god's chastisement. Agna the priest, they supplicate to grant them wealth. Him dear, most thoughtful, have they made their messenger. Him offering bearer have they made, beloved of all, who knoweth all, the priest, the holy one, the sage, him the friend for help. The gods when they are fain for wealth, him friend with hymns, when fain for wealth. And we saw the other one, this idea, well, that you have in the Bhagavad Gita. Whatever you worship, you go to that. And I would say also, whatever is on the side of what you worship, or on the side of your mode of worship, it's the same thing. And, each part of it is like a friend to the other. Hymn 129, Indra, 11 verses. This car which Indra, thou for service of the gods, though it be far away, O swift one, bringest near, which blameless one thou bringest near, place swiftly nigh us for our help. Be it thy will that it be strong, blameless and active. Hear this speech of orderers, this speech of ours like orderers. Hear, Indra, thou whom men in every fight must call to show thy strength, for cry of battle with the men, with men of war for victory. He who with heroes wins the light, who with the singers gangs the prize. Him the rich seek to gang, even as a swift strong steed, even as a courser fleet and strong. Thou mighty pourest forth the hide that holds the rein. Thou keepest far away hero, the wicked man. Thou shuttest out the wicked man. Indra, to thee I sing, to Kyaus, to Rudra, glorious in himself, to Mitra, Varuna I sing, a far-famed hymn, to the kind God, a far-famed hymn. We wish our Indra here, that he may further you, the friend beloved of all, the very strong ally in wars, the very strong ally in all encounters. Strengthen thou our prayer to be a help to us. No enemy whom thou smitest down subdueth thee. No enemy whom thou smitest down Bow down the overweening pride of every foe, succor like to kindling wood in fiercest flame. With mighty succor, mighty one, guide us, thou hero, as of old. So art thou counted blameless still. Thou drivest as a priest all sins of man away. As priest in person seeking us, this may I utter the present soma drop, which, meet to be invoked with power, awakens the prayer, awakens the demon-slaying prayer. May he himself with darts of death drive far from us the scorner's hate. Far let him flee away who speaketh wickedness, and vanish like a mote of dust. By thoughtful invocation this may we obtain. Obtain great wealth, O wealthy one, with heroes' sons, wealth that is sweet with heroes' sons. Him who is wroth we pacify with sacred food and eulogies. Indra the holy with our calls, inspired and true, the Holy One with calls inspired. On for your good and ours, come Indra with the aid of his own lordliness to drive the wicked hence, to rend the evil-hearted ones. The weapon which devouring fiends cast at us shall destroy themselves. Strike down, it shall not reach the mark. Hurled forth, the firebrand shall not strike. With riches and abundance, Indra, come to us. Come by an unobstructed path. Come by a path from demons free. Be with us when we stray far. Be with us when our home is nigh. Protect us with thy help, both near and far away. Protect us ever with thy help. Thou art our own, O Indra, with victorious wealth. Let might accompany thee, the strong to give us aid like Mitra, to give mighty aid, O strongest savior. Help us. Helper thou, immortal, of each warrior's car. Hurt thou another, not us, O thunder armed, one who would hurt, O thunder armed. Save us from injury, thou who art well extolled. Ever the warder oft art thou of wicked ones, even as a god of wicked ones. Thou slayer of the evil fiend, savior of singer such as I. Good Lord, the Father made thee slayer of the fiends, made thee, good Lord, to slay the fiends. Well, we see this symbolic use of the term for father. But it's helping us along to do our own deeds. We got to do our own deeds. But when it comes to sins, well, God's going to always know, right? But they become as not. Well, taking that side, slaying one's own evil and, of course, keeping away certain beings of such. But if you slay the evil ones, well, maybe you've convinced the evil ones not to be evil. Is that it? Hymn 130, 10 verses, Indra. Come to us, Indra, from afar, conducting us, even as the Lord of heroes, to the gatherings, home like a king, his heroes' lord. We come with gifts of pleasant food, with juice poured forth, invoking thee, as sons invite a sire, that thou mayest get thee strength thee. Bounteousest, and get thee strength, O Indra, drink the soma juice, pressed out with stones, poured from the reservoir, as an ox drinks the spring, a very thirsty bull the spring, for the sweet draught that gladdens thee, for mightiest freshening of thy strength. Let thy bay horses bring thee hither as the sun, as every day they bring the sun. He found the treasure brought from heaven, that lay concealed, close hidden like the nestling of a bird in rock, enclosed in never-ending rock. Best and Giras, bolt-armed, he strove to win, as 'twere the stall of kine. So Indra hath disclosed the food concealed, disclosed the doors, the food that lay concealed. Grasping his thunderbolt with both hands, Indra made its edge most keen for hurling, like a carving knife for Ahi's slaughter, made it keen. Endued with majesty and strength, O Indra, and with lordly might, thou crashest down the trees, as when a craftsman fells, crashest them down, as with an axe. Thou, Indra, without effort, hast let loose the floods to run their free course down like chariots to the sea, like chariots showing forth their strength. They, reaching hence away, have joined their strength for one eternal end, even as the cows who poured forth everything for man, yea, poured forth all things for mankind. Eager for riches, men have borne for thee this song, like a skilful craftsman fashioned a car. So have they wrought thee to their bliss, adorning thee, O singer, like a generous steed for deeds of might, yea, like a steed to show his strength and win the prize, that he may bear each prize away. For Puru thou hast shattered, Indra, 90 forts for Devadasa, thy boon servant with thy bolt, O dancer, for thy worship, for Epithikva, he, the strong, brought Sambara from the mountain down, distributing the mighty treasures with his strength, parting all treasures with his strength. Indra in battles help his Arya worshipper, he who hath 100 helps at hand, in every fray, in frays that win the light of heaven. Plaguing the lawless, he gave up to Manu's seed. The dusky skin, blazing fur, he burns each covetous man away. He burns the tyrannous away. Wax strong in might at dawn, he tore the sun's wheel off. Bright red, he steals away their speech. The Lord of power, their speech, he steals away from them. As thou with eager speed, O sage, hast come from far away to help, as winning for thine own all happiness of men, winning all happiness each day, lauded with our new hymns, O vigorous indeed, save us with strengthening help, thou shatterer of the forts, thou Indra, praised by Devadasa's clansmen, as heaven grows great with days, shout, wax in glory. And it's important to involve spiritual consciousness and principles in your medicine use, which is not the same thing as recreational drug use, even when these medicines are intoxicating. It's certainly what one does to restore one's health and save one's life. It's on a whole other level, right? Hymn 131, Indra, 7 verses. To Indra, Dyaus, the Asura, hath bowed him down, to Indra, mighty earth, with wide extending tracks, to win the light with widespread tracks. All gods in one accord have set Indra in front preeminent. For Indra, all libations must be set apart, all man's libations set apart. In all libations, men with hero spirit urge the universal one, each seeking several light, each fain to win the light apart. Ye furthering like a ship will be sent to the chariot pole of strength, as men who win with sacrifices Indra's thought, men who win Indra with their lauds. Couples desirous of thine aid are storming thee, pouring their presence forth to win a stall of kind, pouring gifts, Indra, seeking thee. When 2 men seeking spoil are heaven, thou bringest face to face in war. Thou show'st Indra when then the bolt, thy constant friend, the bull that ever waits on thee, this thine heroic power, men of old time have known, wherewith thou breakest down, Indra, autumnal forts, breakest them down with conquering might. Thou chastised, O Indra, Lord of strength, the man who worships not, and made thine own this great earth and these water floods, with a joyous heart these water floods, and they have bruited far this hero might, when thou, O strong one, in thy joy helpest thy suppliants, who sought to win thee for their friend. Their battle cry thou madest sound, victorious in the shocks of war. One stream after another have they gained from thee, eager for glory have they gained. Also this morn May he be well inclined to us. Mark at our call, our offerings, and our song of praise. Our call that we may win the light. As thou, O Indra, thunder-armed, wilt, as the strong one, slay the flow. Listen thou to the prayer of me, a later sage. Hear thou a later sage's prayer, O Indra, waxen strong and well inclined to us. Thou, very mighty, slay the man that is our foe. Slay the man, hero, with thy bolt. Slay thou the man who injures us. Hear thou as it readiest to hear. Far be malignity, like mischief, on the march. Far be all malignity. Now, except for the visionary state, the brightest that I've ever seen was lightning. I don't know how close it was, but it was, like an airport spotlight sort of brightness, but like a little bit more so, I think. Like everything on end, it was, it was a close call, I think. But one of the important things to start with in our idea and relationship with deity is that of the transcendent. But a transcendent that plays part here. Hymn 132, Indra, 6 verses. Helped Indra Mangavan by thee in war of old, may we subdue and fight the men who strive with us, conquer the men who war with us. This day that now is close at hand, bless him who pours the soma juice. In this our sacrifice, may we divide the spoil, showing our strength, the spoil of war, in war which wins the light. At the free giver's call and due oblation of the early rising one, oblation of the active one, Indra slew even as we know, whom each bowed head must reverence. May all thy bounteous gifts be gathered up for us, yea, the good gifts of thee, the good. This food glows for thee, as of old at sacrifice, wherein they made thee chooser of the place. For thou choosest the place of sacrifice. Speak thou, and make it known to us. They see within, with beams of light. Indra, indeed, is found, a seeker after spoil, spoil seeker for his own allies. So now must thy great deed be lauded as of old, when for the Ingrasas thou openest the stall, giving aid the stall. In the same manner for us here, fight now and be victorious. To him who pours the juice, give up the lawless man, the lawless who is wroth with us. When with wise plan the hero leads the people forth, they conquer in the ordered battle, seeking fame, press eager onward, seeking fame. To him in time of need they sing for life with offspring and with strength. Their hymns with Indra find a welcome place of rest. The hymns go forward to the gods. Indra and Parvata are champions in the fight. Drive ye away each man who would fain war with us. Drive him far from us with the bolt. Welcome to him concealed afar. Shall he the lair that he hath found. So may the renderer rend our foes on every side. Rend them, O hero, everywhere. It's not as clear, or it even seems quite the opposite in faiths other than Islam, but worshiping and worshiping right is sort of, it's an obligation, but it's not an obligation that is forced on creation by other creations. It's just it's what we're compelled to do. There's even genes that show how we're directed in this direction. we don't do it, there's certain aspects of our experience that won't be,